to help out or anything?
No, actually, President Zingali is actually working on the alumni to say fund a room, fund a space, you know, give a donation for the renovation of a space. The cost to renovate the building has not come from campus. It comes from the State University Construction Fund, which really funds the project. And so it's really taxpayer dollars across New York State that's paid for the restoration of the building. One thing that has been donated is there's an alumni clock that'll be over in the corner of the quad. This corner near the library, there's a bicycle rack for lead credit for the to try to have people think about riding bicycles to work or to school. In the first floor, men's and ladies' rooms, there's locker room, shower room, so that if somebody did want to ride their bicycle to school, like your campus mailman, I don't know if you know, but your campus mailman rides many miles every day in the good weather to work and back, and so he'd be able to come, go down in the men's room in Friesbe, take a shower, use a locker, go to work, and then ride home. So, so yeah, there's a lot of nice features like that. But the alumni clock is definitely donated by the alumni.
Okay. Do you know how Friesbe got its name?
Friesbe actually got his name by a New York State legislator from Schoharie County named Friesbe, and he got the New York State legislature to appropriate $50,000 in 1913 to build Friesbe Hall. And it was actually constructed in 1917. So Friesbe was a local Schoharie County native and was also a legislator.
Okay, so what is the importance of having a green building?
I think, especially for your generation, to be conscientious about energy saving, about using materials that are sustainable. I mentioned all the metal stud framing in the building is all reused metal. The wood products, all your wood trims and your doors, the finished doors, are Forestry Service Council certified. That means that they've been cradle to grave certified that they're using as least amount of petroleum products to harvest a forest, and then when a forest is harvested, it's been replanted so that you're not stripping the forest and leaving that for soil erosion. And so erosion control is another lead point and measure, as well as the Forestry Service Council. But you'll see when you go in the building in September, you're going to see these beautiful ash doors that are all Forestry Service Council certified, and the cores are made out of recycled wood products. So just the fact that we're becoming more conscientious about not wasting material and recycling and making it as efficient as possible. The roof that we're putting on is a 100-year roof. I mean, it's longer than any of us will ever see. I mean, the slate roof will last 100 years. So it's really just being smarter about how we build.
So you are talking about the doors and the walls. We overheard that you were finding possibly historical objects or material in the walls, or did we hear wrong about that?
Well, actually, historically, what we did find is what I just mentioned, the slate roof. Before, it had in 1977, the slate roof was removed and an asphalt shingle roof was put on. Now, that was probably done by the college for cost measures. The college did it themselves and didn't have the money to put a slate roof on. So when we were actually opened up and removed the asphalt shingle roof, I said to the roofers, I said, watch in the cornices, in the framing of the roof framing, watch for little pieces of slate. And we had specified a Vermont unfading green slate. We thought that probably was a slate that would have been used back in 1917. Just because of the way the color of the building is, the buff brick and the blue stone trim, we thought probably they would have used a Vermont green slate. And sure enough, the workers brought me some chips of slate that they found in the cornice, and we matched it up to the slate that we had specified, and it was dead on as far as the color. So it was a Vermont unfading green. So historic things like that, yes. Other things that we found were a photograph on the first floor, up on a top shelf in what would have been the president of the college. See, that was the first building on campus. And so the president of the college was on the first floor. So he had a little storeroom and had storage shelves, and then had this sliding ladder so that they could climb up and store things in the high spaces. On the top shelf there was a little small photograph, and it says 1916 Friesbe Hall, rear of foundation. And there was this huge rock, as you can see the boulders that we found out in the quad, and we pulled up when we were digging across the quad to put the heating system in. Well, there was a contractor standing there with his hand against the rock, and the rock was about 2 feet taller than he was. So I gave that to the president of the college and the alumni office so that they'd have it in their files. But we ran across the same things, and when we saw that photograph, we were afraid, well, we have to dig 4 feet lower to put our elevator in. Are we going to be running into these rocks? Well, we didn't run into it putting in the elevator in, but every 6 feet we went across the quad to put the heat line in, we ran into one of those big boulders. And so now we know why Cobleskill was originally called Cobleskill. Yeah.
Are you aware of any other plans that any other buildings might be going green on campus?
I don't know if your new life sciences building is it should be, because all state buildings today are supposed to be LEED certified. But your new life sciences building that's going to be built across Route 7 is going to be an awesome building, and it's going to house all your life sciences and agriculture programs, and greenhouses and the trout farms and all that are going to be in the new life sciences building. I mean, ideally that should be a platinum building. I mean, because we couldn't go platinum with Friesbe because we wouldn't want to see solar collectors on a historic building. But on a new building for life sciences, and also involving the environment and heating your building with solar, I mean, that's what really should be the concept. It should be really going high tech and heating your spaces with solar and greenhouses, and really what today we're calling net zero. You know, that you're with the sun and geothermal, we can heat and cool our buildings without actually using fuel. So I think the life sciences building will. Eventually the college would like to do home economics, an old gym, and alumni. Yeah, that's down the road.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for informing us on Friesbe Hall. It sounds like it's going to be excellent and very good for the college. So thank you for taking the time out of your day.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Yep.